Hey, Bainbridge Church. I know that tonight we were all supposed to be gathering together as a church and having a business meeting where we reevaluated the month of March. Unfortunately, because of the shelter-in-place orders and all the things that we need to do to stay responsible, we aren't able to do that. So what I wanted to do is kind of record this video about some of the things that are happening around here, evaluate some of the things that we can evaluate, and share it with you so that you kind of know where we're at. And then as you see this video, I'm going to email it to everybody. I'll post it to Facebook. As you see the email and watch the video, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, call me, text me. I would love to help you answer any questions that you have or help you, see anything, understand anything, whatever it is. I'm here to help. So please make sure that you get a hold of me. If any of this doesn't make sense or is confusing in any way, or if you just want to know something. So do that. Also, just so glad that you guys are still participating. You're being a part of what we're doing every Sunday. And so thank you so much for that. So to jump in, I just wanted to, go back and one more time talk about the story. Now, you know how we got started and how we got to where we are. And I am so thankful for the story that you guys have created and allowing God to create in Bainbridge through us. And through this time, even in this time of anxiety and depression and not knowing and uncertainty, you guys are still showing gratitude and excitement. And it is amazing to see that you're the positive influence. And I love that so much. As we're making decisions week by week. We don't really know what the future holds yet, but we do know who holds the future. We're trusting in him. And we're trying to make the best decisions that we can for our people to make sure that everyone stays safe. And it's obvious in your interactions that I get to see on social media and everywhere else that you guys are still maintaining an attitude of gratitude and excitement as we go into the future of whatever God has for us. And so I'm really thankful for that. The first line item on the agenda is the budget. And so I wanted to jump into this and kind of give you a very quick recap and then jump into what March looks like. So this is what we look like for the past, several years. First year that we were in operation, 2014. This is the average giving per month for the year. So in the year of 2014, the average giving was $9,000. Average giving per month was in 2015 was 10, and then 2016 you see it, upward trajectory. And then in 2017, something really weird happened across the board in a bunch of churches. We couldn't really nail down what caused it, though a lot speculate that it could have been that it was on the tail end of an election year and there were still, people not knowing what was going to happen. And so there was a lot of fear as to how much people should be giving away. Maybe they should be saving more kind of thing. But then in 2018, everything kind of resolved itself and we see that upward trajectory again. And then 2019, we just dropped just a hair, just a little bit. And 2020, I don't have an average because we're only 3 months in. And so this is kind of where we left things. And we said that as we're moving in to 2020, we do have 2 months of giving that we can look at. January, 7,576, one of the lowest months that we've ever had. But then in February, we saw a tremendous increase, doubling that, 13.7 in the month of February. And I also shared with you what our budget line was, and all the way up to 2019, that was our budget line. It was right at $15,000 per month is what it costs for us to be a church. That includes salaries, the lease payment for the land that we're on, and those are the biggest things. And then all the other maintaining, the environments, keeping up what we're able to do every Sunday, supplies and all of that stuff was keeping us at about $15,000 per month in budget. And so what we did is middle of last year, began trying really hard to bring that down. And so we started our own organization. We are now Baptist Ministries Incorporated, and we became our own entity, our own church. And then we purchased the land from the bank. So now we own this land and we own this property. We own these buildings, which dropped our lease payment down significantly. And it also made us eligible to be exempt from property taxes, which for the first 6 years, we had to pay $1,000 a month in property taxes because we were leasing the property. But now that we own the property, we don't. And so middle of last year, began shrinking that budget down. And then also, I asked people that were receiving stipends and payments for things as they were helping out for the church, see if they'd be willing to not receive that to get our budget lower so that we could be sustainable in the coming years. And overwhelming response of yes, 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 you can take me off. You don't need to pay me anything to do what I'm doing. And these are people that are giving 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours every week of their time to keep our environments going and make them as great as they are, and saying, you know what, I'm going to do all of that for free. I also cut my salary by $300 a month, and we increased our giving, and I asked everybody to do the same. And so in doing all those budget cuts, we were able to drop our budget down to it's right at $12,000 a month now. So 15 to 12, we significantly trimmed our budget way down so that we would be able to make it fit more into our area, our giving, and then asked everyone to try to increase their giving, pray about it, and ask what you could do to make a difference. And the results were quite astonishing, to be honest with you. In the month of March, we saw a giving of $18,314. Now, you need to know something. That is unprecedented. We have never had a monthly gift that high ever. The highest monthly giving we've ever had in 7 years, 6.5 years, was $16,000. And so it blows my mind that during a month when we only met for 2 Sundays in the room as the church body joined together, for the month that had 5 Sundays in it, and we only were able to meet for 2, that we had the highest monthly giving we've ever had as a church. And that is amazing. That is what God does. He is blowing my mind, showing off, doing what he does. It is absolutely unprecedented to see this kind of thing. And so what I want to point out to you is when I saw this, I got to be honest with you, my first thought was, how did that happen? Someone must have somewhere, maybe an anonymous giver donated a large sum, a large chunk of money. And so what I did is I had the bookkeeper in Dothan send me the numbers of the gifts that came in and how much the gifts were. It was, I didn't get to see, I don't see who it is, but I wanted to see if there was like a large gift of $5,000 or whatever that came in. And so I'm going through and I'm looking at all the numbers, and all the numbers were small. They were not small. Relatively small. They were 100, 200, 70, 60, 40, 20s. And every one of them was local. Every one of them was Bainbridge folks. They were you. Every one of them was you guys. And what that says to me is that every one of us in the room did what we could. And when every one of us in the room did what we could, this is what happened. This is amazing. This is unbelievable. This is every single one of you looking at a challenge, looking at what God is doing in and through every single one of us, you and me, and saying, I'm going to be a part of that. I'm going to make sure it's there. I'm going to make sure that we're still making a difference and a change in 2020, in 2021, in 2022. And this building, this church, these people, everything about this place has meant so much to me. I am investing part of myself into it, and you did it. Every single one of us did it. And because of that, this is what happened. In a month, when it, just looking at it on paper, should have been our worst giving month ever, it was our best giving month ever. And it's because of every single one of us doing what we can do to make this happen. And every gift is significant. Every single gift, when you decided to give $5 more, this happened. When you decided to give $2 more, this happened. When you decided to give $100 more, this happened. $500, this happened. And it's all because you stepped out in faith and said, I want to be a part of whatever God is doing. And this is amazing, okay? This is unbelievable. Now, we can't let up, okay? Because we have to keep preparing for what's happening and what's going on in the future. And so this is something that we need to maintain. And so if you're able, pray about it, maintain it, evaluate it, just like this is what this meeting is for, is to evaluate. Sit back down with your husband, your spouse, your wife, sit back down with whoever, and then say, okay, how was March? Did we feel it when we gave? Did we even know that we gave? Did we feel it when we gave? Maybe we felt it too much. I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, evaluate it and then see what you need to do for April. I don't know what April holds for us. We are getting back in this room just as quick as we can, responsibly, following, government orders and all the things that we've been asked to do, because we certainly do not ever want even one person to fall ill because of our irresponsibility. And so we are going to maintain responsibility, but whenever that is that we're able to get back together, we will. But we don't know how far that's going to be. And so we want everybody to keep contributing as much as you can to keep us sustaining. We now have a local bank account here in Bainbridge, and we are going to start anything that's over our budget, over this line, is going to be put into that account so that we can begin building a foundation for whatever God has for us. And so this is amazing. Thank you so much. And so what I want to do is kind of transition that, because it seems like we've got that plan. We generated it, we executed it, we're evaluating it, we put it into practice, and so now we're there when it comes to the financial side. But our mission is to lead people into a growing relationship with Jesus. And the way that we do that now under these circumstances looks a little bit different than how we've been doing it. And so what I want to ask you to do is to take that same tenacity that you put in to generating your financial plan, and I want you to take that same tenacity and think about how you can generate your personal ministry plan. Your personal ministry plan, because every one of us has one. I have a personal ministry. You have a personal ministry. Whether you know it or not, if you are a follower of Jesus, this is your mission. Your mission is to lead others into a growing relationship with Jesus. He gave us this. In the Bible tells us that our whole mission, the reason why we exist, what he wants us to do, we call it the Great Commission, is to go and tell others about him, teaching them who he was, baptizing others in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is our goal. That is our mission. That is what you're supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. And so with the same tenacity that we put into the financial obligation, I want you to put this into your financial ministry obligation. What does it look like for you in your sphere of influence, in your circle? What does it look like for your personal ministry? At home, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa. What does it look like for you in your home and your personal ministry? How are you leading the people in your home into a deeper, more personal, more intimate relationship with Jesus Christ? What are you doing in your personal ministry? You're an employee. Whether you're laid off and you're still communicating through email or text with other employees and your boss, or whether you get to go to work, what are you doing in your sphere of influence at work to lead others into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ? That's practical challenge number one. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and we'll call it that. The challenge. Your personal ministry, take it to the next level. Take it to the next level. Because in this time that we can't get together and we can't gather, now's the time for us to take this very personally and to take what we know about Jesus and start putting it out into the world and talk about it more regularly. We're not getting that Sunday morning experience. And so it's time for us to stretch those legs, to stretch that muscle, to stretch that part of us inside that Jesus gave us, to stretch that out and to share who he is with others around us. So how are you doing that in your personal ministry when it comes to home, work, and your sphere of influence? What are you doing and how are you doing that? So I want to challenge you there. Find ways to talk about Jesus in those environments during this time. And the second challenge is to use your personal ministry and to invite people to whatever we have going on social media. Every Sunday we are doing services. Invite people. On Facebook, you can start a watch party. Start the watch party at 10 to 11 or 5 to 11 and invite every single one of your friends to watch with you. They can watch the same thing you're watching in the watch party at the same time. You guys can communicate back and forth and chat about it, talk about it. Start a watch party. Invite everybody to every video that we put out. And we're doing Sunday morning experiences every Sunday morning. And so please pay attention to that and share it. Invite people to the video. Okay, number one, every Sunday morning. Second thing is I am doing devotional every single day. And so those are available on our Facebook page. And then I'm sharing them to my personal page as well. Find those. Those can be helpful little nuggets to take with you every single day as we go through this challenge. It can be something that you invite a friend to watch, and maybe they needed to hear just that one thing to get them through that. This is their first time homeschooling and it's driving them crazy. They need something to get them through. This is their first time being laid off from work. They need something to get them through. This is their first time having this kind of financial struggle. They need something to help get them through. Share everything that we have. Comment, like, and share it so that other people can experience it as well. So using your sphere of influence in your personal ministry, take what we have and throw it out there for everybody to be able to see and experience, okay? Now, that's the challenge. The challenge before was the financial side. We're there, we're going. Keep doing what you're doing there. That's on lock, okay? We're good, okay? Keep the thing set up to recurring and whatever it is that you're doing, keep that going. The challenge now is personal ministry. What are you doing to be the hands and the feet of Jesus in this time and make it very, very personal with every single person you meet? So that's the challenge. Now, a couple of announcements. Good Friday and Easter. We will have a Good Friday service and an Easter morning service, as well as something special. Let me talk about Good Friday first. Good Friday, 7 o'clock, we are having a service, a Facebook Live service that we want you to tune into at 7 o'clock. The band will be singing, so we're going to have worship, and we're going to have a time of communion. So I need you to pick up or find or dig out of your pantry some bread and some juice, okay? Any bread, any juice will do. It's symbolic, so it's okay. Whatever you can get your hands on. If you can only get your hand on a saltine cracker and a glass of water, that's fine too. It's symbolic, okay? But make sure you have something there that we can take communion with. Now, I know traditionally, and if you want to follow along with tradition, that is completely fine. You can find some unleavened bread, unleavened crackers, and some grape juice if you would like to do that. 100% grape juice. But anything will work. It's fine, okay? So make sure you get something to celebrate communion with. Because we are going to do that together as a family, 7 o'clock on Friday night. So make sure you get all of that together. Then, here's the special thing. Easter Sunday morning, this Sunday morning, we are going to have a sunrise service, and we want you to be involved. Okay, so it's going to be a Facebook Live sunrise service, 7:30 Sunday morning. Okay, 7:30 Sunday morning, and you can wear whatever you want because guess what? We can't see you. You're just going to see us. So you can get in your pajamas, get your cup of coffee, and then experience a sunrise service with us. And so please tune in 7:30 Sunday morning Facebook Live. Okay, and we are going to have a short 10-15 minutes tops. We're going to spend some time talking about the resurrection of Jesus during the time when they went to the tomb and found it empty. So make sure that you tune in Easter Sunday morning, 7:30 Facebook Live, okay? Then, regular Easter service at 11 o'clock, Facebook Live service at 11 o'clock on Sunday, Easter service. We're going to have music. We're going to have, I'm going to talk about Easter. So wonderful, wonderful time of worship. Songs that you know and you love. It's going to be a great time. So make sure you tune in for that. And that will be Easter morning at 11. Once again, start a watch party. Invite all your friends. Invite all your friends to like our page. Whatever you need to do, use your personal ministry as a time to influence others, to follow, to love, to be inspired by Jesus and who he is. Okay? So that's Good Friday and Easter. As far as anything beyond that, we don't really know a whole lot. We're taking this week by week. We're following the instructions that we're given by the authorities placed above us, which is what we're supposed to do according to Scripture. And so we're going to keep following those. So just stay in touch with us, Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and make sure that you're able to keep up with us. Keep looking out for emails, okay? I'm sending out emails and keeping up with what we're doing. So make sure that you're paying attention to that. I will say this. Joey and I talked, and we do have a plan for what the messages are going to be over the next couple of months. Super excited about this, by the way. So we've got Good Friday, then we've got Easter. The week after Easter, we are starting a 3-part series called Perfect. And in that series, we are going to talk about God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. A completely unique series to us. Joey and I are writing the content, and it's going to be completely all of us, and we would love for you to be a part of that. I don't know what that looks like yet. I don't know if we're going to be able to gather or not, or if it's still going to be Facebook Live. Just keep up, watch up, see what we're doing, pay attention so that we can always stay on the same page. But we've got that coming up. Then 3 weeks after Easter, we're doing the series called Perfect. And then right after that, I'm going to do a 4-part series on the book of Jonah. Super excited about that. I think VeggieTales and cartoons have owned Jonah for too long. I'm taking it back. And I'm going to talk about how much of an adult book it is and how we can learn so much from the book of Jonah. So that's coming up after that as well. Super excited about those 2 series. That's coming up soon. Once again, stay tuned as to what this looks like and when we're gathering and when we're meeting. Small groups. I would love for small groups to start Zoom meetings. If you can, Zoom is free for up to 40 minutes. You can get as many people, as you want. Get them together for 40 minutes. It's free, and you guys can have a meeting. Get together, pray together, talk about some things that are happening, But if you can do it once a week, great. At least once a month, small groups, get together and have a Zoom meeting and meet up with one another. So small group leaders, I'm challenging you to learn about Zoom and start inviting people to have a Zoom party with you. Prayer request. If you have a need, if you have a prayer request, if something is going on and you can't control it and it is driving you crazy, you're feeling down, you can't meet your needs, you need food, you need whatever it is, you need to let me know, because that's what we're here for. You need to let me know what you need, okay? So if it's prayer, if it's a need, you call me, you text me, you email me, I don't care what it is, 2 o'clock in the morning, you need to let me know what you need so that we can take care of it, okay? Nothing's too small. Hear me. Nothing is too small. If you need it, you let me know. We'll take care of it as best we can, okay? So please, please, please don't feel like you're alone in any of this. You are not. You are loved. And if we can provide for you, we would love to do that. So please let us know. Okay, let me see what else we got. Oh, man, you guys know how to live this out. I mean, it is just amazing. If we're putting God's kingdom ahead of our kingdom, then the results are completely God's responsibility. And you guys are showing that. You have decided to place his kingdom above yours, and the results are in. And it is amazing, mind-boggling. And so, obviously, God has taken full responsibility for what we're doing, and it's just unbelievable. So, you guys know what it is and what we're doing. We're Bainbridge Church. We're a church for people who don't like church. We're a church for people who thought they had church figured out, and then church hurt them, and now they need to start over. We're a church for people who are so far from God they don't know how to start. We're a church for people who are right there on the edge and they don't know how to take the next step. We're a church for people who've been saved for 25 years and are born again and know it. And I believe in Jesus. Yes, I do. I believe in Jesus. How about you? Okay. We're a church for everybody, everywhere, at all times. And that means even in this time when we can't gather together, we're a church for those people. And right now, the best way for them to get to hear who Jesus is and what he's done is from you. Your personal ministry, your work, the way you can talk about God and who he is, the way you can talk about Jesus, the way you can talk about that even in the middle of all of this stuff that we have no control over, that there is a God who is not surprised by this. He has a plan for this. He has a purpose for this. And through all of it, if we choose to, we can glorify him through it, just like we talked about last Sunday. That no one sinned that caused this to happen. This is a part of living in a fallen world. However, in the middle of this, just like in the middle of any tragedy or whatever it is that you want to call this, there's an opportunity for every single one of us to let everyone that we know who we trust in, who we believe in. And that even in the middle of all of this, there is no one else that we would choose to go to. There is no one else who has the words of life and truth. There is no one else who has laid down their life for everyone else. There is no one else who knows how to deal with sin. There is no one else who paid the price for every single person. There's no one else who has the answers to death. There's no one else who has perfect wrath over sin, who says every single sin needs to be paid for because every single sin is an atrocity to me. And then said, but you know what? I'm going to pay it. It has to be paid for, and I'm going to pay it. There's only one person like that, and that's the Lord Jesus. And we are going to continue to talk about him, lift him up, show people that he is the hope and the light of the world, that we are, as the church, we are his hands and his feet, his mouth. We are his body in this place. So how are you being his body? Not being irresponsible, but in the middle of all of this, being responsible, how are you being his body to those around you? Find challenging things to do. Find interesting things to go out in your personal ministry. Find something that's a little bit weird, something that's a little bit strange. Someone told me the other day, suggested that maybe we go out and we buy some gift cards and then put them in an envelope and just drop them off in random houses. Just a gift card. Maybe put the gift card in with a Clorox wipe in a Ziploc baggie, and then that way they can clean everything off or whatever. I don't know. But ways that people can be blessed and people can feel the love of Jesus and the hope of Jesus. Maybe it's just going up to someone's house when you see him out in the yard and saying, hey, we're going to stay 6 feet away, but can I pray for you? And pray out loud from the car or standing in front of your car and pray for that person and then just drive on. Well, I don't know what this looks like. Maybe it's at the gas station. Maybe it's at the grocery store. I don't know. But let's do something a little bit crazy. Let's do something a little bit weird. Let's spend this time looking like Jesus. Because if anybody walked up and stumbled upon him at any time in his ministry, he looked quite strange. But you know what? Everyone who was around him felt his love and his compassion. And so I think we can do that. I think we can be that. I think that that kind of living changed the world once, and I think if we're willing to do it, it can change the world again. So once again, here's my heart. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for trusting Jesus. Thank you for loving our church and for believing in our church and for giving sacrificially to our church. I know that every single dollar, I know that you felt it, and thank you so much. Now my challenge to you and to me is to take that same tenacity and put it into our personal ministry and start sharing Jesus with others during this time. I love you guys. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to call. I want to answer and help in any way that I can. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. Be looking out for us. Good Friday night, early Sunday morning, and then 11 o'clock for our Easter service. You guys have a great day.